Welcome, everyone, to Family Comes First. I'm Vincent J. Russo.
And I'm Victoria Roberts-Drogan. Thank you for joining us today. Vincent, over the past 6 seasons, we have been blessed to share the stories of some amazing families.
We sure have been.
Yeah. And each year we take a look back at that inspiring roster and we ask one of our families to come back and update us on how they're doing.
Today we are thrilled to reacquaint you with Sidiki Conde, along with Susan Russo of the Theresa Academy. I think I know her.
Yes.
Sidiki was born in West Africa and as a child suddenly and inexplicably lost the use of his legs. Despite such a life-altering challenge, he's an accomplished dancer, singer, musician, and songwriter.
Mm-hmm. And we will also meet with our experts, Lisa Dennett of Ideas and Kim Christian of your law firm, Vincent, to discuss the resources that are available for the disabled. But first, let's take a look at Sidiki's story.
For me, dance is healing. Dance is a really good medicine. Dancing coming to your mind, cleaning everything to be healthy. This is my point, because when I was having disabled, I was so sad, and myself, and it was so hard to be walking around and to be close to people. And when I've been an artist, it be easy, my size go, everything be great for me. My life is wonderful, I've been sleeping good. So I wanted my friend learn from this too. It's not about medicine. It's not about angry. It's not about happiness. It's about feeling the way you are. Anytime you can breathe yourself, you can eat something, try to be happy yourself a little bit. Yes, this is one of my messages in the world, all the world. Once the projects have been done, I finished this movie you should watching. It was so hard to edit it, to talk to an editor. It was so hard to me to be agreed by the pictures, you know. Yeah, that movie is done. My experience to make a movie, it's a really good thing. And the first of all, I want to put my past out, do not forget. And the second, I want to share what I'm learning. And thank my wife, Deborah Ross, helping me a lot. Find the right people to help me, you know, make my movie to each other. And I just hope that the little imagination can help me a little bit to build my school and home, you know, my hope, helping my disabled kid, and you know, that's all I'm doing. This is my hope is. This is what I'm trying. Because we're struggling, the disabled struggling at home, especially Guinea. The people's normal, they have a food, they have everything, they have a problem. What about us, we half men and some didn't have a house? You know, you must begging to survive. That's why I want to build this school. If I can help them, but that kid can have a future, because that's our tomorrow. Coming here to Tampa, I'm thanking Susan. So I thank you, Susan, so much, and Deborah, and Susan's husband, Vincent. They're human being. You know, don't do something because I can do, but do something to make somebody comfortable and proud. They say, on life, you're doing good. I thank them so much what they do for me. And for all kids, not only me, everybody. Yeah.
Tampa for me is like a family. I love coming back. Every summer I'm here for a week. Very welcoming crew, and we love having volunteers. The children are great. Love seeing them smile, play, and have a great time. Music is constantly playing here at Tampa. Every room, even outside, we have music going. Music, different games, drumming.
I have 2 twins. They've been coming to Tampa for about 4 years now, 5 years, and they come here for summer camp every year. One has autism and cerebral palsy, and my son has ADHD. My son is definitely a big fan of Sidiki. He comes here, he drums, he loves drumming. It made him take drum lessons. From the time he met Sidiki, he's been taking his own private drum lessons.
Sidiki is amazing. The second he walks through the gate, all the children are very excited. He plays with them outside. He gets them engaged in the drumming and the dancing. Even the volunteers are into it. The teachers are into it. I love going to his class. It's great. Very lively.
And in my big family now, that's what I'm playing with them. That's the big one, big family. And you know, they teach me to be calm. They teach me to be patient. This is my problem. I didn't have a lot of patience this way now. But when I look them, I prove that myself. My heart said, wow, I must be patient, you know. Yeah, I must do like them. So I'm so happy to be with them, and I can feel the heart, my heart is same. And that's wonderful.
So today's show, as you know, is called The Rhythm of the Soul. And we have an amazing artist, musician, dancer with us today who we've spoken with before and are so excited to have back with us.
Joining us is Sidiki Conde and his close friend, Susan Russo, the executive director of the Theresa Academy of Performing Arts for Children with Special Needs and president of the Theresa Foundation. I think I know, both of you very well.
Yes. Very close friends.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
so happy to be here this morning.
And we are
It's
so happy
great,
to have you here.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing, Sidiki? Tell us a little bit about some of the things that you've been working on.
Thank you for asking that. And first of all, I've been teaching school for the special K.
Wonderful.
And I teach, if you're not disabled, you're not special, but I teach them too because I work on different school and different area. Sometimes I travel to go to Florida and do two weeks of workshop, and in the end we do the show. And New York City, sometimes they hire me.
Wonderful.
And
So you're doing workshops with special needs kids, with all kids,
normal, yes.
all kids on and putting on a show at the end of the 2-week workshop.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
What a
That's
wonderful
what I
thing.
do.
Wonderful.
That making my life wonderful and consider myself I can do something by my life.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
Well, you're giving. You're a very giving person.
Thank God.
And I know you give at the Theresa Academy as a master.
Master teacher. He's
Teacher?
our guest artist.
So Susan, tell us about Sidiki.
Yes, my good buddy. We at
you.
the Theresa Academy refer to Sidiki as the kid whisperer. We can take the crankiest, most out of sorts, tired, grumpy little child, and Sidiki comes in through the door, and within a minute they're smiling and laughing and participating. It's fabulous.
So Sidiki, why? Why does that happen?
Because I know we are filled together, we collect it. So everything inside my heart, the feeling. So I have to be, go back for, and then we mind collected together. It's so great. It teach me too.
Yeah.
Every time I come to Theresa Foundation, my mind's do what I'm gonna be with them and to be okay.
Yeah.
And then when I get there, thank God, He showed me the way.
That's
right
wonderful.
away. Yeah.
So when does the camp run?
We have 3 weeks of camp, and we run it as an interim camp because our children are in very regimented programs every day during the academic school year. So then the school year ends, and there's this odd week where the parents are pulling their hair out, and the children are confused because now they're not on a schedule. So we run a week of camp between the end of the academic year and the beginning of most summer programs, and most of our kids that they have IEPs and they are in special ed programs, they do go to school during the summer, or there is a camp, some sort of camp program for them for at least 6 weeks. And then there's an odd 2 weeks at the end of the summer, right before school starts back. And again, it's a nice performing arts camp on a beautiful, consistent schedule. And it keeps the parents from going crazy, and it keeps the kids active and engaged.
Why do you believe, because I know you do, that it's important that children have the opportunity in the arts?
Thank you for asking that. Why I believe it, because everything you have to give opportunity anybody to feel yourself and be comfortable, have a happiness. I was having that problem first when I was new disabled.
Yeah.
And the people was so looking at me like a miserable, you know, give me sadness thing. That was so painful for me because what I want to do, I can't do that because you give me sad thing on me. So that hold me back and to put my energy down. But when you give me happiness, I follow you my happiness. My energy come out. Yeah, that's why I believe it's important what we do with the kid in the school.
Exactly.
That joy comes out through
the joy
performing.
come out so right away.
And giving them self-esteem,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Self-esteem, to feel good about
Feel
themselves.
good, but we do, yeah.
And the kids feel that joy reflected to them.
Exactly.
And
And
that
there's so many
boosts them up.
different
Yeah,
ways
wonderful.
to communicate and express yourself. Some of our children really enjoy music class, and some are totally immersed in painting and
Painting,
working with their
Dancing.
hands and
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
So every child has different skill sets, and it's wonderful for them. It does build self-confidence
Yeah.
and self-esteem for them to be able to show what they can do rather than what they can't do. And that's what we try to focus on at camp and in classes.
Classes, yeah.
You know, Sidiki has had children, nonverbal children, start talking. All of a sudden,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
during
Wow.
his classes, and the teachers in the school are like, "Wait a minute, how did you do that?"
That's
Must be that
amazing.
joy
That's
unlocking.
joy lacking, you
That's
know.
right.
Yeah. I want to talk and they're upon me.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody helping. So say what you can.
Yeah.
And then they talk to me right, and I understand. You know,
Wonderful.
And
we
you have-
both to be get happy. Right away. Yeah.
You have such a varied group of kids.
We do.
Kids who have cerebral palsy, or Down syndrome, and other kids who are on the
Autism spectrum.
spectrum.
Children who are verbal, children who are nonverbal, different ambulatory, you know, skills. It's
So,
it makes for a fun day. We're
It's
never
fun.
bored.
Yeah, it's fun.
And you're taking this back to your project at home.
And home, back home,
Yeah.
yes. I got a good idea to take it back home because disabled home, it's not bad to be disabled. But the children, we got it.
Okay.
How the life is going to be. Because they didn't have a chance to go to school.
Okay.
And the parents don't do anything except to beg in the street. Sometimes the kid have to go outside begging and come bring it. So I want to change that. You know, disabled is one thing,
right.
but the life depend you and your family. And that way, when the children have a better school and a better education, that can be changed a lot to take a parents in the street.
So,
Like-
so what are you trying to do now?
Right now, I have a links and I do the foundation.
Okay.
Soon,
So you're building a school.
Yeah.
You're building
That's
a school.
that's what I do. That's what was my dream. That's what make me dancer. That's what make me musician, because I have my own kid. If I lost 4, but I still have it 2.
Oh my God.
You know, thank God, and they're healthy, they're great. They change my life every day.
Well, if anyone wants to make a donation to help you,
Yeah.
they can send it to the Theresa
Theresa Foundation.
and mention that your school,
Yes.
Sidiki, and we'll earmark those funds, and we're more than happy to give them to you and support you. And I know there are a lot of generous people out there if they just need to know about it.
It'd be a great thing to help other life.
Anything that either one of you want to say directly to the children? We're hoping some children are watching this show, and what would you say to them?
What I will have to say to all children and a grown up, everybody, life depends on you. To enjoy life, the symbol is smiling, and then contribute to society, because life will must pass, energy run and run. When you consider, let me participate in this society, you'll be wonderful, you'll be great. Put your head every time, I'm somebody, I have to do something to wonderful myself and everybody. That's what I can say.
Words to live by.
It all goes back to the golden rule,
Yeah.
you know, that we were taught in church as children. Do unto others what you would have them do unto you.
Simple but beautiful.
Simple but beautiful.
Powerful. Yeah. Well, I can't thank both of you enough for being on our show today because of all the good work that both of you do and
the
all
joy,
the teachers
the joy that you bring.
and people you work with. Yeah, the joy is incredible. Thank you so much,
Very blessed.
Sidiki Conde.
Thank you. And
Blessings
thanks,
to
Suzanne.
you
And
and Susan.
Thank you both.
You both to be there making my life guaranteed and so wonderful. And thank you so much.
Thank you both for
Sometimes
being
I know you guys.
Yeah.
I'm countdown. Everything's
Aw.
great. Thank you.
Wonderful. And you look great.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we will talk to our experts on the rights of people with disabilities.
Welcome back to Family Comes First. We just heard from Sidiki Conde talking about his hopes for children with disabilities in Africa.
Yes, inspiring. And we heard from your wife, Susan, of the Theresa Academy. Even in this country, children with special needs don't have the same opportunities in the arts as their able-bodied counterparts.
That's right. Joining us today is Lisa Dennett, the founder and executive director of Ideas, and Kim Christian, an associate with my law firm. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Thank you for coming. Lisa, what is Ideas?
IDEAS, first of all, is an acronym. It stands for Interactive Drama for Education and Awareness in Schools.
Okay.
Wow, a mouthful.
Which is a mouthful.
Yes.
That's why we say ideas.
It's a great acronym.
And we are a nonprofit charity organization that is dedicated to bringing dramatic arts to kids with disabilities and other disadvantages.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, why are the arts so important to children with special needs?
Well, it's funny. I always laugh when people ask me that because to me, it's like a given. I mean, we're born being creative. We just all have it inherent in us. And as we grow up, we're kind of told that we're not supposed to do that anymore and that that's not important anymore. We're not kids anymore. Now we have to be serious. But in terms of learning, and I have to say, not just for kids with disabilities, we all learn differently. And some of us learn better through the arts or with the arts or can find success and talent in the arts they never would have known they had if they weren't exposed to them.
Fabulous. Kim, if someone has a physical disability and they want to access some of these programs, what planning, what legal planning, what strategic planning can be done for parents of children so that they can participate?
Sure. What you want to make sure you have is documents in place that make sure that your wishes are carried out. So you want to have your advance directives, such as your power of attorney, which is for financial decision making. It allows you to access funds for the program, or a healthcare proxy to make sure your healthcare plan is carried out. This is for anybody over the age of 18. Everybody should be in a position where their wishes are able to be carried out.
So it doesn't matter whether someone's physically disabled like Sidiki or not. These are important planning documents.
Right. In fact, it doesn't matter.
Tell us more about your work in the school system.
Well, we do in-school residencies, minimum of 8 visits usually, whether it's once a week or twice a week, and we work directly with the classroom teachers, and we work with K through 12, so 5-year-olds to 21-year-olds. And what we do at Ideas is generate more ideas through improvisation. Everything we do
You're not
is
the troublemakers, are
somewhat. We actually, everything we do is dramatic arts, but everything we do is rooted in improvisation because we feel it puts everyone on the same playing field. We don't have to have any kids worried about not reading on the same level as anybody else. There are students who really can't memorize things like they would a traditional script in traditional theater. So we help them tap into their imagination and create theater from what's in their own minds.
It's so empowering.
Yeah, they
Gives
really
them
take ownership of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So with this sense of independence, it goes beyond the arts. And Kim, I know there have to be issues with housing and living on your own and functioning on your own. How does that work legally?
Well, when it comes to housing options, there's different availabilities out there. You could stay at home, sometimes with supportive care in the home and assistance there. There's also assisted living. You can do that as well, which will allow you to be in an independent environment. Or you could also have a situation where you live with a family member where they're assisting you as well.
What about government benefits? How does that play into this?
Well, you can access the Social Security system, and there are two programs available.
Okay.
There's Supplemental Security Income, which is SSI, and there's also SSDI. One, SSDI is not means tested,
Okay.
and SSI is a program for someone with limited resources. It allows them to actually get monies every month so they can use it for their supportive living.
Okay.
Lisa, what can parents do to ensure that the arts are available to their children?
Well, I think, first of all, parents can be the best advocates for their own children. There are a couple of things I think parents can do. One is, even if when the child's first going to school, just the fact that they're going to ask, what kind of arts does this school have? What kind of arts will my child be engaged in? Communicates to the school that that parent really believes that the arts have a benefit for their own child. And depending on what the answer is, I mean, even schools that have an art teacher, even if it's only one person, they're not reaching every student in that school.
Right.
So the other thing the parent can do, and a lot of parents don't know this, is the student has an IEP. The parent...
What's an IEP?
Individualized Education Plan.
Okay, an IEP.
And the majority of students with disabilities in schools have an IEP, and there's a team, usually composed of support staff, related service providers, the parents, and the teachers. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a plan specifically for that student, and a parent can request either that the arts are in that plan somehow, or at least have an arts teacher, if there is one, be on that team.
Such valuable information. Many parents have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
but
they-
they will learn
There
from
you go.
ideas,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
What about after school? The kids all come home from school, and the child who has special needs often, unfortunately, comes home and now is limited in activities that they
Right.
can get engaged in while their siblings run off to play.
Right. Yeah. There's definitely barriers there that can be addressed. If the school itself has an after-school program, the challenge is often transportation, depending on the student's disability and how they travel to and from school. So that's often the issue as to why they're not involved in after-school at their school, if it exists, because
They
there's no
can't get home,
transportation. And so you're right. So then they go home, and some of the problem is really just not knowing what's out there that's appropriate for students.
Yeah.
There are programs for students with a variety of disabilities. There are programs for students with specific disabilities that have after-school programs like the Theresa Academy for the Performing Arts, which has after-school and weekend programs. But it's a matter of getting the word out to the parents and the schools, for that matter, because the schools can actually do a lot to communicate that to the parents.
What about this idea of a memorandum of intent, a blueprint for parents?
Sure. Nobody knows their child better than their parents. So what I always tell our parents is, let's do a memorandum outlining all the things they like, all the things they need. It's a blueprint of how they would want to carry out their life, and you're putting it in place in advance so you can make sure they're taken
And
care of.
It's so important because each child has different interests and passions, and
Exactly.
there's no one document. I mean, there may be a document that allows you to carry it out, but not if you don't know what it is.
That's
And,
right.
and you don't have to pay a lawyer for it, which
That's
is
right.
nice.
Yeah, the parents
It's not a legal, it's not a
generated. Yeah.
legal
Like a
document.
document.
That's right. As we're running out of time, what message would you like to send about your program and the children that you are helping to our viewers?
I would basically say that arts can help any student of any ability, and that it's vital to their growth and development as a person, and that money should not prevent you from having programs in your school. That people like ideas are willing to work with you and figure out how to make that
So
happen.
money doesn't need to prevent you.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's fantastic, and
Yeah.
I could tell you're a powerhouse. And I want to thank
We know
Kim,
you're a powerhouse.
Kim
Thank you.
and Lisa for being on our show today.
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
much for joining us. And now we turn to Father Tony Staganelli for a spiritual reflection.
In the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus begins his Sermon on the Mount with the very familiar Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Blessed are those who mourn. Blessed are the meek. We've seen in different translations that word blessed really means be happy. Jesus is teaching us right from the very beginning that in all circumstances of life, poverty, or in sorrow, loss, or even in our own meek, modest, lowly situations, choose to be happy at just a little bit, as Sidiki tells us. In the music and in the drumming and in the singing, the people who are there part of the Theresa Academy of Performing Arts, they find the excitement of life itself, and they don't focus on what has been removed from them, but that internal spirit that will never die.
Here on the show, we are very excited about Sidiki's project, which, as he spoke about a little bit, is to build a new school for children with disabilities and the children of parents with disabilities as well in Guinea, West Africa.
As we mentioned earlier in our show, if you'd like to make a donation, you can go to the Theresa Foundation website at www.theresafoundation.org and earmark your donation to Sidiki's project.
Yeah, and he says it won't take that much. They've already got the foundation laid, the walls are coming up, but they're very close.
They need $60,000 to
amazing.
build this school.
Yeah, yeah. And for further information about some of the resources that we've discussed, the Theresa Academy of Performing Arts, and our guests joined us today, you can go to www.tapany.org.
And as Sidiki plans for his future,
Yeah.
he very much is living in the moment. He is living a life doing what he loves
Very
while
much.
making a difference in the lives of others.
Yeah, it's profound. Vincent, your website also has additional resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any way we can help.
Yes.
Thanks to all our viewers for joining us, and remember, family truly does come first.